Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday today. A couple of things I want to talk to you guys about today that I found were interesting. The hacker that stole over $600 million is returning the coins. Then also we have Doge asking the AMC CEO to accept their coin at their movie theaters. And then we also have a deep dive into Bitfarms miner count and possible earnings projections and stock price projections based on what I was able to find out. So why don't we get into the sticks right now? Bitcoin is trading down a little bit, but I think that's good. I think it's a little healthy pullback, giving it a little bit more legs to run up even further in the coming days. We can see that the 50-day and the 200-day moving averages are moving closer together. It looks like they may touch and then cross within the next day or two. So that is a good sign. That's a good bull flag right there, if it happens. Excuse me. Take a look at Doge. Doge is trading now at 26 cents. It's obviously down from yesterday, along with Bitcoin and everything else, but it's also the RSI is down nicely, so giving it more room as well. Stellar down as well. I mean, everything is pretty much down right now. Stellar's at 38 or 32 cents right now. It was at a high of 35 cents, almost 36 cents. And then let's take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin is still bouncing above the 200-day moving average, which is good. It's at 168.43 right now, and the RSI is down as well, so it's breathing a little bit. SIA coin, if anybody's interested, it's at less than 2 cents right now. Cardano is down to 175 right now, and it's obviously had a nice little healthy pullback as well as the other coins. The RSI is down below the 70, which is good. I think we obviously may have a little bit more room to go down before we go back up, but I think it's just a good healthy little correction here going on right now in the crypto market. Ethereum, same thing, is down as well. We still have a nice trend line going up with it, so I'm not too worried about this. I think we'll continue to rise up. And then we talked about Hive a little bit yesterday, that Hive was supposed to be reporting their earnings today. If we look at Yahoo Finance, we still don't see anything about Hive reporting or anything like that, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But it is right now trading pre-market at basically flat at 320. Had a little run up yesterday. It was up almost 4% to 321. Marathon Digital is trading pre-market down a little bit. It is down 20 cents. So it's at 34.98 right now. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. Coinbase, after it posted its great earnings, it is actually down pre-market. It's at 273.65 right now. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. We're still not, or at least I'm still not, break even with it. So I'm hoping it continues to go up higher in the coming months, so I can at least break even and make some money on it, possibly in the long run. I may add to my position on that one. What else do we have here? Standard Lithium is up a little bit in pre-market. This is a lithium miner play on batteries for cars. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. And then we're going to talk about Bitfarm a little bit today, about their miner count that I did a bunch of research on them to kind of figure out where the price could be later on this year if all the miners get installed. But we'll get into all the nitty-gritty details on that one. And that one is trading up pre-market at 723. So let's get into the news here. So hacker returns half of 611 million stolen cryptocurrencies haul. So I think this is a good thing on their part. At least they're either an ethical hacker or somebody that was just trying to prove a point. But if they return all the coins, I think it's going to be fantastic, not only for the company behind it, but as well for the users. A lot of small traders got hurt with this, so congrats to the hacker if he does return them. I think that would be wonderful for them and for all the people that got hurt by this. So we'll read on here to see what actually happened. So the hacker behind the largest heist in cryptocurrency history has reportedly returned almost half of the 611 million stolen. Poly Network, a platform that facilitates cryptocurrency transactions, including Bitcoin, announced earlier this week that it had been hacked, resulting in $1 million loss. they called on, we talked about this yesterday, that they called on the miners affected to stop any transactions from the addresses that were money was transferred over to. What else was there here? They also sent out a letter pleading with the hacker to return the money. And then the hacker reportedly posted a message embedded in Ethereum transactions sent from an account under their control, pledging to return the funds and claiming to be not very interested in money, which is good to hear. Quoted here, "I'm not very interested in the money," the hacker allegedly wrote in screenshots from a 3-page long Q&A session shared by Tom Robinson, co-founder of crypto tracking firm Elliptic. "I know it hurts when people are attacked, but shouldn't they learn something from those hacks? And I hope they do." We talked about it yesterday. Put your coins into your own hardware wallets. Keep them off the exchanges. Keep them off the DeFi if you can. Excuse me. The hacker is believed to have exploited a vulnerability in the digital contracts Poly network uses to move assets between different blockchains, added that they did it for fun, and wanted to expose the vulnerability in Poly network software before others could. So it sounds like this guy might be an ethical hacker right now. We'll have to take a look into it if he returns all the money or not. On Wednesday, Poly Network announced that 260 million of the stolen funds had been returned, but the 353 million was still outstanding. On Thursday, the network posted an update saying it had so far received 342 million back. So slowly but surely, the money is getting returned. Excuse me. Tom Robinson, and then here's the hacker. The 600 million Poly Network hacker has published part 1 of the Q&A. Part 1, why hacking? The hacker answered for fun. Why Poly Network cross-chain hacking is hot. Why transferring tokens to keep it safe. When spotting the bug, I had a mixed feeling. Ask yourself what to do. What to do had you facing so much fortune, asking the project team politely so that they can fix it. Anyone could be the traitor given 1 billion. I can trust nobody. The only solution I can come up with is saving it in a trusted account while keeping myself anonymous and safe. Now everyone smells a sense of conspiracy insider, not me, but who knows? I take the responsibility to expose the vulnerability before any insiders hiding and exploiting it. Why so sophisticated was the question asked. The Poly Network is a decent system. It's one of the most challenging attacks that a hacker can enjoy, and I had to be quick to beat any insiders or hackers. I took it as a bonus call, I guess. Are you exposed? No, never. I understand the risk of exposing myself even if I don't do evil, so I use temporary email, IP, or so-called fingerprint, which were untraceable. I prefer to stay in the dark and save the world. Okay, so this guy sounds, like I said, like an ethical hacker. Somebody doing good on this. So this is actually fantastic news if all the money gets returned. So congrats to the hacker. Congrats to the Poly Network team for getting the coins back. Luckily, this was an ethical hacker, looks like, and not a malicious one. So hopefully everybody will get their coins back. And then finally, Dogecoin. Investors look to get on radar of AMC chief. Dogecoin is currently the 7th biggest cryptocurrency with a market cap approximately of 36 billion. The leading coins often jockey for a position with the exception of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and Doge has been climbing up the ranks once again. August has been good to Dogecoin so far. It has, with the price rise having risen from 20 cents to 27 in less than 2 weeks. The Dogecoin community has enough sway with corporate America. The meme coin could continue to rise. Dogecoin investors have watched as movie chain AMC Entertainment has touted Bitcoin. AMC revealed in its Q2 earnings report that it plans to accept Bitcoin payments by the end of the year. Now that it's clear that AMC CEO Aaron has caught crypto fever, Doge investors are hoping that he will look their way. Continued on, Doge fans are cheering AMC for being a progressive company on crypto, and they are asking the CEO to think even bigger. On Twitter, users are urging Aaron to consider Dogecoin as payment method 2, touting features such as speedy and less pricey transactions in comparison to Bitcoin. Dogecoin is said to complete approximately 33 transactions per second versus Bitcoin's 7 transactions per second. The Dogecoin community is also playing to AMC's meme stock status, considering that its cryptocurrency industry, Doge similar fits the bill as a meme coin. So we have a little tweet here. AMC announced on Monday that by the end of the year, we will have the technology in place to use Apple Pay and Google Pay in our online ticketing, and in a breakthrough, we also expect by year-end to accept payment online in Bitcoin. That's a historic step for AMC, so congrats to them on doing that. And then we have a tweet here from It's All Risky. Great first step, CEO Adam. You are miles ahead of most companies when it comes to crypto. I encourage you to consider accepting Dogecoin. Doge is more likely to be spent than Bitcoin. It's faster and cheaper to transact with. So also Doge fits the ethos of AMC as a meme asset. Without apes and accepting Dogecoin, AMC is basically closing down. With apes and accepting Dogecoin, AMC flourishes. So we'll keep an eye on this one, see if AMC does accept Dogecoin in the coming months. I think that would be great news. So we'll keep an eye on it. And then finally, let me see here. Finally, we're going to dive into the Bitfarms cryptocurrency miners, how much they have, when they got them, what their potential is for earnings, and I'll explain some of the data behind everything that I have here. So if we zoom in a little bit, make it a little bit easier for you guys to see all this. Let's go to 150. Okay. So I went through all the data that I was able to find through their filings, through the press releases, quarterly earnings, annual earnings, everything, going back to 2017. This took me about 4 to 5 hours to pull all this data through. They have a lot of stuff going on. Excuse me. They also had some other miners. They also had miners for mining Litecoin, which were also mining Dogecoin, but those were sold and gotten rid of in the past 2 years, which is a shame because the Dogecoin was obviously rocketing this year. They could have made a lot of money off of Dogecoin if they held on to those, but those are all gone. They also had some GPU miners that they got rid of as well in the last couple of years. And then they also had a couple thousand miners that just went bad on them. So we'll keep an eye on it, see what happens there. And I don't know why this price didn't come through here. And miner S9, it's December 31st. Oh, what happened there? Well, let's fix it. We know that they had that. We had speed of 1390. 1,390. Sorry about this, guys. Something went bust on me. Okay. So now all the data should be in there and complete. So the data that I used for this was from yesterday's pricing on Bitcoin, along with the data from What to Mine on their website. I used all the information I could find on the miners as far as what their hash rate is and what their power draw is. And this column here, the profit per miner, is basically just what their profit is, all their profit, not including any electrical costs in that. I think Bitfarms' electrical costs are around 2 cents a kilowatt hour complete. I'm guessing 2 to 3, so we can always figure that out later on. Excuse me, if we need to. So on November 6th, they announced that they had 3,406 miners, and then they also had some S15 miners as well, 399. Some of those miners went bad, so that's been adjusted for that over the course of the years. December 31st, 2018, they purchased another 6,081, and miners S9. June 30th, another 1,334 miners. They also bought some InnoSilicon T2Ts. They had some of those go bad as well. 1,364 miners. September 9th, 2019, another 4,082. September 13th, some more T3s, 1,000 of those. September 19th, 1,024. And then they bought a bunch of M20S miners, 2,470 and 1,847. And then the following year, they pretty much bought all what's miners, the M31S Plus. Had a hard time finding out what their actually hash rate was. There's some that are 72 terahash, and there are some that are the 80 terahash. So I used kind of a mixture of both, just to kind of get a ballpark figure of what they could be mining and earning. So that went on through December 22nd. So they bought a total of, about 7,000 miners, the M31S. Then on February 19th, they announced M30 M31S pluses, 4,500 of those. And on March 2nd of 2021, they announced a huge buy-in of 48,000 of those miners. But those are not going to be installed until sometime in 2022, so sometime next year. So I'm not including these miners in any of the projections here down below. March 24th, 21, they announced they bought some more MicroBT M31S plus miners, and then some more Bitmain S19J. I think those are the regular ones, not the probes. And those are going to be installed in June, so I'm only counting for half of the year on the price projections. And the Ant miners are going to be installed in October, so I'm only counting a quarter of a year for those projections. Going down here, on April 16th, they announced more MicroBT M31S plus miners, a total of 496 and another batch of 1,500. Those look like they've been already installed. And then on April 23rd, another What's Miners M30s, another 1,000 of those, and those are going to be installed in batches in September, October, November. So I'm only counting the last 3 months of possible earnings on those. And finally, we have the latest announcement, which was back in May 6th. They announced another 6,600 of the N-Miner S19J Pros. Those are going to be installed in August, September, and October, so I'm also counting out those for the last 3 months excuse me, of the year for price projections. Okay, so now if we get into the details, the nitty and gritty here, looks like their current price to earnings is, they don't have one because their current EPS, earnings per share, is a negative 23 cents on their latest information that I was able to find on Yahoo Finance. They also have a market cap of, was it 1.2 billion roughly, and their share price was at 702, I believe, yesterday. So I came up with shares outstanding was about 145 million, 56,000 shares outstanding. So this is where I came up with the earnings per share, price to earnings if we did a 20, and then current price to current PE. We don't have one because it's a negative current EPS. So here's the data. So based on my calculations, not counting the ones that are going to be installed in 2022, we're looking at $310 million currently for this year that they could possibly mine with the current price of Bitcoin where it's at right now, not including electricity, overhead costs, employees, any purchases, any expansions, not including, this is just pure gross profit from mining the coins at the current levels. So if we look at that and we look at how many shares they have outstanding, we get for the end of the year, EPS per share of $2.14. So if we do a 20 price earnings multiple, we end up with 42.84. That's at current levels, right? So, but if crypto goes up 2x, 3x, and 4x, we can see that the price can go up to, earnings per share can go up to $4.28 for a 2x, 3x is $6.43, 4x is $8.57. So then if we do just a regular price to earnings multiple of 20, we're looking at, for 2x would be $85, for 3x would be $128, and for 4x we're looking at $171. So with these, with the miners, since they also have a difficulty adjustment coming up, with more miners coming online, you got Mara, Hive, you got Riot, everybody that's out there mining is installing equipment. The more miners you have going onto the network, you're going to have a decrease in profitability with the miners because the hash rate of the network is going to go up and the difficulty is going to go up as well, making it harder for them to mine. So based on that, I always go to pretty much a 50% cut in all those just to be sure that I'm accounting for, obviously, electricity, overhead costs, any spending, anything like that, where I think a good conservative estimate is right around that 50% of what I'm projecting here. So if we think about PE of 20, and we're just looking at the price being where it's at right now, we're looking at probably close to a $21 stock, $21, $25 stock by the end of the year, as long as they provide good guidance and they get the miners installed when they're supposed to get installed, and they have good quarterly results and annual results. So 50% on the 2x, if Bitcoin goes up to where it's at 44 right now, 45. If it goes up to 90,000, we're looking at possibly a $45 stock. If it goes 3x, over 100,000, we're looking at probably $60 to $80 stock. And then 4x, we're looking at 120, roughly $100, $120 stock, just to be on the conservative side on things. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I spent a lot of time on this, spent like 4 or 5 hours doing this. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of my analysis here. If you agree with it or if you don't agree with it, if you think that I missed something or if I could have done something better, I'd love to hear from you. Also, where do you think the price of Bitfarms is going from here? We obviously have a couple more months left in the year before all this happens. We have some miners that still need to be installed, I think. So let me know what you think down below. And that's all I got for you guys. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.